In the last lecture, we discussed about the concepts of security valuation. In this chapter, we'll cover questions of security valuation dividend model. Okay, we have roughly 22 questions, but we'll do a few of it which is tough. Okay, or which has some major adjustment in it. So these are all basic sums. You can just put your formula in it and you can solve it. It is very easy. So I'm not doing this initial sums. We'll do question number 5. Okay. In this question, we will apply the basic formulas and we have an interesting point here. Okay. What is it? We'll see. The risk-free rate of return is 10%. The risk-free rate is 9%. The expected rate of return on the market portfolio, that is RM. Okay. Rate of return on the market portfolio is 13%. The expected rate of growth for the dividend is 7%. The last dividend paid on equity stock was ₹2. The last dividend paid. Okay. Note this word paid. The beta of platinum is 1.2. Okay. We can see in this question that it is all data given for finding KE, that is your required rate of return. So we are asked here, what is the equilibrium price? Okay, I told you what does V0 denote? It denotes intrinsic value, fair value, equilibrium value, theoretical value. Anything if it is asked in question, we'll do it. Okay, using the formula. I'm just quoting the formula here. Okay, derivations and all and logic behind it we have discussed in previous lectures. Okay, KE is equal to RF plus RM minus RF into beta. Okay, this is the formula, beta of security. So here what all information is given here. Okay, risk-free rate is equal to 9%. Expected rate of return on portfolio market RM is equal to 13%, and beta in question it is given as 1.2. Okay, so if you put it in formula, we'll get 9% plus RM 13% minus 9% into 1.2, right? If you solve it, we get answer as 13.8%. Okay, I'm doing it directly. You solve it in calculator and practice. Now they are asking the equilibrium price, which is P0. We'll denote it as P0 or V0, whatever you want to take. Okay, what is the formula? D1 upon P0 plus G, right? Formula is D1 upon KE minus G. We have to find V0, right? V0 is equal to the income divided by the required rate minus the growth rate. Okay, D1 it is given in question. D0 is equal to 2, right? So 2 into 1 plus G. G what is given in question? It is 7%. 1.07 divided by P0. KE is 13.8% minus 7%. If we solve it, we get rupees 31.47, right? Now the second part, it is the important part. I just showed you the formula, okay, how it is to be applied here, okay. I will move on to the marked one. Inflation premium. By 2%. Inflation premium increases by 2%. What does this mean? When inflation increases, our required rate also increases, right? Let me take an example of salary, okay? You are getting a salary of 25,000, okay? What is the inflation rate? Let's suppose 4 to 6%. So, our required rate, we want a salary to increase according to it, right? So here the same formula, the same logic is applied, that our required rate to be increased by 2%. Since inflation is increasing, our required rate will also increase. That is 13.8% plus 2%. We get 15.8%. This was the catch. Okay. What will be the equilibrium price when inflation premium increases by 2%? That is 15.8%. So what will be our P0? It will be D1 minus KE minus G. Okay. We'll just substitute KE. We used 13%, right? Here we'll do it 15.8% minus, what is our growth rate? Growth rate remains unchanged and our T1 remains 2.14. Okay. 2.14. So if we solve it, we'll get our answer as 24.32. The next one, the expected growth rate increases by 3%. The B1, we have G is equal to 10%. So accordingly, in our formula, I'll just show it 2 point. And one more thing, we don't get marks for this. Okay, no marks for this. We don't get marks for formula. We just get marks for calculation. So 2 into 1.1 plus 0.1. Why? Because 7 plus, that is equal to 7% plus 3%. It is increasing by 3%. Okay. So KE, what will be the KE now? Every case is independent. Okay. We'll not take 15.8%. We'll take 13.8 only. Okay. Every case is independent of each other. So 13.8% minus 10%. We'll get 57.89 rupees. Okay. Always make sure to write rupees, or whenever it is percent. Always write the unit of it. Always remember to write the unit of it. And the third one, if the beta increases to 1.3%, if the beta increases to 1.3%, we'll get different K here. Okay. So what will be the revised K? It will be 9% plus 13% minus 9% into 1.3. If beta increases, our price decreases. So we'll get how much? 14.2%. Okay. So accordingly, I'll just show it to you in the solution only. P0 is equal to D1 1K minus G 2 into 1.07. That is the growth rate. Every question is independent. Okay. So we'll take the basic from here and then we'll do all the adjustments in each of it. Okay. So we got 14.2% revised K minus 0.07. Our P0 has fallen down. Okay, when beta increases, our value decreases. So this was question 5. We have another question 7. It's not tough, okay? We just have 1 point here. I'll just show you the solution. We have already solved this one. This 5th question, we have put in formulas, we have done everything. I'll just show you how it is worked here. Okay, question number 7, we have just 1 point. I'll just glance you through. An investor is holding 1000 shares of Atlas company. Presently, the rate of dividend being paid by the company is rupees 2 per share being paid. Okay, so what is it? D0. The share is being sold at rupees 25 in the market. It is MPS. Okay, however, several factors are likely to change during the course of the year as indicated below. We have existing rates and revised rates. Okay, existing, we have market risk-free rate here, market risk premium here, beta value here, expected growth rate here. Okay, in the view of the above factors, whether the investor should buy or hold the shares, buy. Okay, so here we will do dual calculation. Which one is? It is when the situations are existing and when the factors are revised. Okay, now here you have to note very carefully that risk-free rate of return and market risk premium, it is not risk of market, it is market risk premium, which is RM minus RF. Here you may get it wrong. Okay, another way you can be cautious, it is, as I've told you in previous lecture, that this RF is usually always RF is in a syllabus, at least RF is always lesser than RM. Okay, market rate is always greater than RF. Okay, so where was I? Risk-free rate is always lesser than market risk premium. Okay, here you can see that market risk is always greater than risk-free rate. Okay, here you can see that market risk premium is lesser. Okay, so this is a way to identify and not make any mistake. So here we have to solve everything with using the existing data and revised data. Okay, so how will you do? On the basis of existing and revised factor, rate of return and price is to be calculated. We have to just put it all in the formula. RF, first we have to find the rate of return. Okay, in the existing case, RF plus beta, RM minus RF. RM minus RF is already given here. Okay, so 6% into 1.4 plus 12% is equal to this rate. Here we have found the existing one. Okay, RS revised one, we can do it simultaneously in the side. Okay, how will we do it? here 10% it is the revised rate, risk free rate, and 1.25 is our beta value, and 4% is our market risk premium. Then we have 15%. The price of original share, it is, now we are going to find the V0 intrinsic value, price of the share, equilibrium price, anything you can call it. Okay, we are going to find it. How? What is the formula? D1 divided by KE minus G. Okay, we'll just put it in the formula. Here we have got 2.2 rupees, as we have already decided it is paid. Okay, so it is D0 into the growth factor. Growth factor is different for each case. So here it is 5%. We have derived here 5% and divided by KE. KE we have given in decimals. Okay, we have how much? 20.4 minus G, which is 5, and we are getting the price as 13.63. When the factors will be revised, how much will we get? We'll get here our growth rate is 9%. Our KE we have derived here, it is 15%, and minus growth rate we'll get 36.33. Should we buy, hold, or sell? What is the market price? It is 25, right? The market price is rupees 25 is the market price. Now when the intrinsic value is 13.63 and we have the revised rate as 36.33, in this case the shares, when the value is 36.33 and when it is sold in the market as 25, it is underpriced, so we should buy it. When the value is 13.63 and the market price is 25, it is overpriced, so we should sell it or not invest. Okay, so this is what they have given behind. In case of existing share, market price per share 20, possible equilibrium share is 13. The share needs to be sold because the first is overpriced. Okay, as I told you, overpriced. Okay, in exam how we have to write is existing, just this word should come. Okay, overpriced, sell. If both the words are being written, then we'll get marks, is what Ajay Agarwal says. Sir Ajay Agarwal sir says. Okay, we are following them. So we just have to write both this thing, and here we will write this as underpriced and we should buy it. Decision is buy. Okay, 8th one is same as 7th one, so it is for homework, and 9th one is easier. So here I just wrote just to explain, so how it is to be written here. Okay, valuation overpriced to be sold, underpriced to be purchased. So this much is what is expected from us to get full marks. So we have a good question, which is question number 10. Just listen to me. Okay, for the following financial data are available for PQR Limited for the year 2022. Okay, debentures, 8% debentures, 10% bonds 2021, they have given 50 equity shares, reserves in surplus, total assets, asset turnover ratio, it might be used later, effective rate of interest, okay. Why is it given effective rate? We already have rate of fixed interest as 8% and 10%, but here it is given effective rate. It is given as 8%. Which one to take, I'll explain it later. Effective tax rate is 40%. Operating margin is 10%. What do you mean by operating margin? It is also called as EBIT, PBIT. Okay, here in our income statement, in basics, we can find it. Okay, sales minus COGS, gross profit, gross income, gross margin, minus operating expense, we get EBIT, PBIT, operating profit, operating income, operating margin. Okay, so any of this name denotes it as EBIT or PBIT. Okay, operating margin. Dividend payout ratio is 16.667. If dividend payout ratio is 16.667, what will be the retention ratio? Retention ratio is 100 minus dividend payout ratio. So how much will our retention ratio be? 100 minus 16.667, it equals 83.33. Okay,